giving that moment of silence. I'm actually wearing green in remembrance of those students that we lost, so it is really important to our university, and I'm really glad that you allowed us to do that. So my name is Alexis DeCostas, and I'm running for Student Body Vice President alongside one of my best friends, Stanley Hammond. We really believe in this university, and it kind of stems from what our motto is, all in. Everything that we do is for you guys. Every leadership opportunity that we've had, every experience that we've had on this campus has not only been to make ourselves better, but to make sure that we're the best leaders to lead what this university wants and what the students want. So I've been active in this community. This is my third year. I'm a junior. I'm studying political science and minoring in criminology. And when I'm on this campus, I really wanted to make sure I got my feet wet. I got involved in Greek life. It's a great opportunity for me. It's given me some of my best friends. But I wanted to do more. So I immediately got involved in student government. I became a senator for the College of Arts and Sciences and really felt that, again, I wanted to be more proactive. I wanted to be a part of something different. So I had the opportunity to be part of the judicial branch, and that's where I met one of my best friends. I was ranking justice under our Chief Justice and really learned a lot about student government as a whole. But I felt like those both positions were very reactive, and I'm a very proactive person. So my best friend Sammy and I decided to kind of take the challenge and step down from our positions and run for the executive branch. We want to see this university shine, and we want to be the leaders that help take you there.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? No one has ever said no to that question for me. My name is Mike Malanga, and I'm a candidate for Student Body Vice President. I'm running alongside Andy Rodriguez, one of the best student leaders that USF has to offer. Before we get started, I really want to take a minute to thank you all for coming out today. Regardless of which ticket it is that you're supporting, I think it's fantastic that we have so many students involved in this election, invested in the success of this university next year and in the years going forward. And again, regardless of which ticket you support, I really think it's great to see so many students coming out and wanting to learn more about the candidates. I want to thank Alexis for being here tonight. I'm very excited to discuss the issues with her, and I think Sammy did a great job going against my running mate Andy last week. So I think that these debates are a fantastic way for students to learn more about us and about what we're going to do. So thank you. I want to thank Director Manka for moderating tonight. I'm not sure if you can be quite as funny and entertaining as Sujit was, but I know you're going to do your best, and we have faith in you. Just to introduce myself to those of you who I haven't the pleasure of meeting again. My name is Mike. I'm a third-year student here at USF. I major in accounting, and I have a minor in economics. I'm pretty far away. I'm from New Jersey. Most of my friends tell me that makes me an international student. But I try not to let that bother me, these New Jersey jokes, right? Being so far from home, though, I really have found my home here at USF, and I've made it my mission in the 3 years I've been here to give back as much as possible. I got involved pretty early on as a green and gold guy, and that's become my family on campus. I'm so happy to see so many of you here tonight. Similar to Andy, who's found his family here on campus in Greek life at SIGA, green and gold guys have been my family on campus, and I'm really proud to be a representative of them. I've also had the opportunity to get involved throughout the College of Business, and most recently to serve as Student Government Senator from the Moon College of Business. Currently, I serve in the Student Government Senate with Senate President Rodriguez, and I'm really excited to take this step forward with Andy to become your Student Body President and Vice President. Because in our current roles, we try and do as much as possible to represent the students, and we believe that taking this step into the executive branch, we will be able to continue that job and do even more for the students. Thank you very much.
We'll move on to the 25 questions that the ERC has prepared for you. I think these are carefully handcrafted. That's going to suit you, right?
You're going to try.
I think you're pretty great, Gary.
Thanks. Now, some of these questions you may answer in a roundabout way in a previous question, but I'm going to go ahead and answer them all because that is my job. So, again, we're going to start with you. Why did you choose to attend USF?
Well, I am fortunate enough not to be an international student from New Jersey. I am born and raised from Florida. This is where my home is. This is where my family is. This is where I'm proud to say is my home. I must say, though, I wasn't looking at schools in Florida. And my parents really encouraged me to take a look around, see what's out there. And when I came to the University of South Florida, there was something about it. I don't know if it was the people who inspired me. I don't know if it was the environment around me. But I was inspired here. I wanted to come here and make a difference because I felt like I was meant to be here. And that's pretty much why I came to USF. I remember meeting someone on the street who literally, I guess I looked lost, and asked me, do you want help? Do you need to come? Do you want to see one of our dorm rooms? What do you need? And I felt like I was meant to be here. I was meant to run into that person. He was one of those people that just was so welcoming that I felt that's what USF brought, was a welcoming environment that I wanted to be a part of. So now I'm here and I'm ready to take on the challenge of really making our university the best it can be.
So first of all, I've got 20 green and gold guys here, and if I get this question wrong, because I've gotten out tour so many times, they're going to throw me out of the organization, so I'm going to do my best. When I was looking at colleges, I really knew I wanted to get out of New Jersey, and it sounds funny, but it's true. I really wanted to get out of state. I wanted to find someplace new, and I wanted to come down to Florida, quite honestly. I applied to over half the schools in the state. I toured every single one. None of them made an impact on me like the University of South Florida did. When I came here, it just felt right. I was on campus for the first time, I was walking around, and I just knew this was the place I wanted to spend my next 4 years. And as soon as I saw the opportunities that USF offered its students, as soon as I saw how easy it was to become involved and to be a part of this great campus, I knew this is where I needed to be and where I wanted to be. And when I remember flying back from Tampa knowing that I was going to wind up coming here a year later. For me, it really came full circle though in my freshman year when I did join G3. I can distinctly remember giving, I think it was my second campus tour, and finishing up the tour, and one of the students came up to me and said, I'm coming to the University of South Florida now, and it's because of what you showed me, it's because you showed me how great a university this could be. And it was in that moment that I just felt like I had made the right decision, and I confirmed it for me, because I had given the opportunity to come here to another student. I had given that opportunity to someone else. And since then, I've really been trying to pass that along. I've been trying to instill that bold pride into everyone I meet here on campus.
We're going to split the order to give everyone a fair chance at answering first and second. Michael, why are you running for the student body vice president position?
In a short word, Andy Rodriguez. And I'm being perfectly honest. I joined Senate last year, and I didn't know a single person in student government. I hadn't read a statute. I didn't know what it was that student government could do for the students. And when I joined the Senate, I was lucky enough to meet Andy and to really kind of be able to be mentored by him. And Alexis talks a lot about how Sammy's her best friend. Andy has been a mentor to me throughout the entire process. I've had the opportunity to really learn a lot from him and discuss ideas with him on a level that I don't think a lot of other senators got the opportunity to do. And as a result, it's made me realize the different ways I can give back to this university, the different ways that I can try and make sure that other students have the same opportunities that Andy and myself and that Sammy and Alexis have had being a part of student government. And having those opportunities really has made me say, what is it that we can do differently, and how is it that we can make student government that's already for the students, how can we make it even better? How can we take it to the next level? And Andy has really helped me to grow within student government and to realize the different ways that I can be a part of it.
I'm running for vice president for several reasons. I wish it could be a simple one, but it really is the fact that anyone who knows me knows I'm way too involved. I know. I get a part of I want to be a part of everything. I want to do everything. I want to meet as many people as possible. And I really want to leave a lasting legacy at the University of South Florida. And I kind of did that with jumping into different leadership opportunities. And in that leadership opportunity, like Mike said, I did meet one of my best friends. And he's someone who really inspired me to be something better than I was. Growing up, I was one of those people who kind of inspired myself, but also had my family to push me. But Sammy was one of those people that pushed me to be better, challenged me in ways that I wasn't challenged before. And once we started talking and we kind of saw that we had very similar leadership styles, we had similar goals, that we really wanted to change USF in a way that no one had done before, I realized that this was our time. This was our opportunity to really make a difference. I had the pleasure of kind of seeing how it was in the Senate, and then how it was in the judicial branch. And I feel like I saw different things. I saw what worked, what didn't work. Sammy's a fantastic leader, someone that I want to be able to work with. And we really felt that this was our time. This is our time to lead. This is our time to really make a difference. And that's why we're here running for student body president and vice president.
Michael, we'll start with you again. Both of you have worked with your running mate in your previous positions in student government. How do you feel that you will complement his skill set?
Yeah, I think that's a fantastic question. I think it is one of the themes of the campaign, the fact that Sammy and Alexis both come from judicial and Andy and myself come from the legislative branch. I really look forward to working with Andy for a couple of different reasons. Andy has a tremendous skill set to lead a branch, and he's proven that over the last year. And I really feel that the role of the vice president is to be there at the times that the president cannot be. The president has responsibilities not just on campus, but across the state, at Board of Governors meetings, at Board of Trustees meetings, and at Florida Student Association meetings. And I think that one thing that has been ignored this year is the security of the branch here at home, making sure that the branch runs effectively and making sure that events are going smoothly, because student government already does have a lot on its plate. And I feel that my past experience within the legislative branch will allow me to go ahead and represent students here at home and make sure that at the few times that Andy can't be here to solve those problems, I'm going to be there to fill the gaps, and I'm going to be there to make sure that the branch runs as smoothly and effectively as it should be.
Alexis, you have worked with your running mate in your previous position in student government. How do you feel that you will complement his skill set?
First off, I would like the record to reflect that I'm definitely the coolest one out of the two of us. That's proven fact. But I must say that over the years, I've had the pleasure of working with Sammy, and we've kind of gotten to learn our personalities. We know what things to say, what things not to say, how to support each other. And it's hard. When you're in the judicial branch, you deal with so many responsibilities. Not everyone's going to like what your decision is, not everyone's going to like you for it, but you have to learn how to work together and be that support system for them. And know that no matter what, you have that person who's going to be like, I got your back. And that's very rare in leadership positions, because usually when you guys are all leaders and you're very type A personalities, you want to do things yourself. You want to take the initiative, you want to take the credit. But I think with Sammy and I is we work as a team. It's not about it's not about what you can do versus what I can do. It's about how can I support you and how can we work as a team. So I agree with Michael saying, if Sammy was gone, I would make sure that our home is running smoothly, that everyone's on the same page, because I think that's an issue too, communication. We all want to be on the same page. If Sammy and I aren't on the same page, then how can we expect everyone else to be? So I really just want to emphasize the fact that we've learned how each other works. We learn what ticks, we learn what doesn't tick, and I think we're a pretty good team.
Alexis, if elected student body vice president, one of your main jobs is to work with the student government agencies. How does your experience in student government make you uniquely qualified to do this job?
Well, I think a great thing in kind of this whole process of campaigning, Sammy said one thing that kind of stuck out to me, and really registered with who I am. I like to build relationships. And I think that with the 3 agencies under me, which is Bulls Radio, Safe Team, and the Computer Services, I really think we need to build relationships. We need to all work together as a team, a cohesive unit. And right now, I think we can get there, but we're not completely there. I think whether that means I need to meet with the agencies every single week, I am their advocate. I need to be the one supporting them. And I know traditionally, vice presidents, actually agencies they weren't in charge of, and now it's kind of become the stereotypical thing. And I just want to make sure I'm available to them. I think availability is key. If not, I'm not available for these agencies to come and talk about your budget, talk about what's working, what's not working, what initiatives you have, then what is my purpose for being vice president? So I really want to make sure that I'm available to them and that I also give them ideas. Whether they can work with different branches in student government or whether they can kind of brainstorm, I feel like they don't really have a connection to the people upstairs. So I just want them to be able to feel free to kind of work on initiatives and really make sure that they're a part of a bigger team than just the agencies.
Michael, if elected student body vice president, one of your main jobs is to work with the student government agencies. How does your experience in student government make you uniquely qualified to do this job?
I think that Alexis brought up a fantastic point. It is all about the relationships that student body vice president and that student body president have with the agencies. And fortunately for Andy and I, we currently work with the agencies. Right now, both of us are sitting members on ASARC, the committee that allocates the budgets to those agencies. And myself, as the chairman of the Appropriations Committee, I work hand in hand with the agencies on budget transfer requests every week, every month. I've sat down with them and discussed their budgets, and I have a pretty firm understanding of exactly how it is that they operate right now. As a result, me and Andy have been able to come up with ideas on how we can make the agencies better and improve them, and not just stick with the status quo and really go to move them forward. I definitely agree with what Alexis said about it being a team effort. It's not going to be just the relationships that I have. It's going to be the relationships that Andy has also built with these agencies. And I think we're both fortunate enough to not need that on-the-job training. We both have gotten that training this year in Senate. So we're going to be able to take advantage of that experience and really use that in the executive branch if we are elected next year.
Alexis, what will you do to increase the extracurricular initiatives and activities on campus, and how will you encourage people to join different organizations or become involved?
First off, I think it is very, very important to get involved in this campus. Doesn't matter what your interests are, doesn't matter what you like, you need to get involved. Because if you're not involved, then you're not going to stay. You're not going to have Bill Pride, you're not going to be representing your university. I'm going to see you wearing UF and FSU shirts around this campus, and I'm probably going to give you the death look. You need to be involved. And I think the biggest way is to make sure that you're available. I think students, they know things exist, but they don't necessarily know people who are in those organizations. They don't know what they're all about. I think student government needs to be that person, that resource that kind of tells people, listen, if you're interested in public health, there's an organization for that. If you're interested in LGBT, there's an organization for that. Here's the person to contact, here's how to get there. Student government should be the resource, should be the advocate, should be the person that brings these organizations together that makes students realize, hey, this organization might be for me. And I really want to make sure that students have a home here, and organizations and extracurricular activities are a great way to do that.
So here's something Alexis and I can definitely agree on. Involvement is such an integral part of the college experience. I think that the opportunity to get involved and get involved early leads students to, like Alexis said, to stay here at the University of South Florida, the best school in the nation, and to make sure that they're as involved as possible and make sure that they're able to contribute and to actually reap the benefits of resources like student government. I know for myself at least, having the opportunity to get involved early on in student organizations across campus is what led me to love this place so much. It's what makes me want to stay here and makes me want to be a Bull forever. I think that as student body president and vice president, we have a responsibility to go outside of the SG suite. I think we need to get off the fourth floor of the Marshall Center, step outside the doors, and really reach out to students and make sure that students know that student government is there to help them. Like Alexis said, there is a club on this campus for every single student. If you haven't found it, you haven't looked hard enough. And if there really isn't one, you can make one. It takes 10 of your students and a faculty advisor, so it's really, really easy. I want to make sure that Andy and I are going to be seeking out those students, not just waiting for them to come to us. We need to be proactive. We need to make sure that we are going out and actually making sure that students are able to get involved, and it's as easy as possible, because I think that once they are involved, it's very easy to stay involved, and the motivation, you don't need any motivation. The motivation is the benefits that you reap from it.
Michael, we'll start with you. Do you think it is fiscally irresponsible for student government to spend A&S funds on promotional items? Why or why not?
So, as a sitting member of ASARC, this is a controversial topic. It comes up at just about every appropriations meeting. It comes up at just about every ASARC meeting. I really don't think so. I think that limiting what we spend it on is important, but I do think that promotional materials are something that both departments and student organizations use very effectively to help get their message out there. I mean, just a second ago we were talking about getting students more involved, and if the students don't know what's going on, how can we possibly help our peers get involved? How can we do that? I think that there's other ways to advertise for sure, but handing out a shirt, handing out a water bottle is certainly among the most effective ways. And you know, if we're going about free food, I think that's probably the best promotional material of all. But we probably should include, you know, t-shirts and the other materials that we currently allow because they do have such a benefit for the departments on campus and student organizations.
I think the fee is about $11.75. I think flat rate, what people get charged for A&S fees per credit hour, something like that. And money seems to be one of those things that everyone wants to know about. They want to know where your money's going to, where are we getting it in return, and I think promotional items are a way for students to see where their money's going to. But, to an extent, we need to make sure that we're getting promotional items that the students actually want. Everyone wants a water bottle, everyone wants, you know, a lanyard, but maybe they don't want certain items. And I think we need to give the students more of a voice of what promotional items we want to see. So if that means utilizing certain people in SG to kind of take a survey of what students want, I'm pretty sure that we have a great organization in Senate that can do that survey for us and really just kind of reach out to the students and ask them, what do you guys want your money going towards? And I think if we do that, then our budget and our money will be going to a lot better things that actually students want.
Alexis, back to you. Safety is important to both of you. In what specific ways will you make this campus safer for students?
Well, like I said earlier, safety is a huge factor. I know I want all my friends safe on this campus, and I know a lot of initiative is let's light up this campus. Okay, that's not enough. And how are you going to do it? With what funds? Student government only has so much control over security and safety. So therefore, we kind of have to reach out into the community. We have to talk to local representatives who actually have the power to lobby for us and make a difference. So, Sammy and I have had the pleasure of kind of making a relationship already with representatives in this community, whether it's Dennis Ross, Kathy Castor. We have people that we can already facilitate our ideas to. We have people who we can go to and be the voice for the students and say, listen, we need more lights on this campus. We need more security cameras. We need to make sure that UPD and the Tampa Police Department are active. We see them. And I think if we have relationships with these people who can really make a difference and advocate on our behalf, that's one step closer to making sure we're as secure as possible on this campus. Because like every university, it's an open campus. We want to make sure people feel safe, and that's definitely a priority for Sammy and I.
Sure. Safety is important to both of you. In what specific ways will you make this campus safer for students?
No, I'm really glad that Alexis touched on relationships with local officials, because I do think that is so important. And I think it's something we've worked on in the past, but I think it's something we need to further. I feel very fortunate, and one of the many opportunities I've been granted here at USF is to be a part of the legislative internship program, where I work hand in hand with City Council for 2 semesters. I know most of the council people on a first-name basis. I can walk up to any of their legislative aides and ask for lunch, and I think that those types of relationships are the type of ways that you can go and say, look, USF needs help. We need help lighting up 42nd Street. We need help making sure that our campus is as safe as it can possibly be, and we need an increased University or Tampa Police Department, can't get that one out, Tampa Police Department presence here on campus. I think it goes beyond that, though. I do think that we have a responsibility to make sure that we are doing things here at home. I think that it's about making sure the administration knows how serious we are about safety. And Alexis touched on it, but it's a personal issue. It's about making sure, yes, that your sisters and that our friends and everybody on campus, men and women alike, are all as safe as they can possibly be. I mentioned it earlier, it is about making sure that people feel safe all the time, and there's no excuse for the university to ignore the issue. And student body president and vice president, whoever it winds up being, they need to make that the forefront issue and make sure that the administration is as aware as possible of how seriously we as students take it.
Michael, not being a member of the Greek community, how do you plan on relating to Greek students?
I should copy my running mate's answer and say, oh, fortunately my running mate's Greek. I'm not going to do that though, I won't do that one. So I think this brings up a really great point, and that is that we as elected members of student government are here to represent students. Every single student. I think that Andy and I can do that. Andy and I have a wealth of experiences across campus. Him as an OTL, myself as a green and gold guy. Him as a member of the Greek community, and myself, not a member of the Greek community, but a member of many other professional organizations within the College of Business. You know, Andy is a member of the College of Engineering, and I think we could go on and on. But the point I'm trying to make is that Andy and I can relate to every single student on this campus because we've done we've been a part of the different programs that this university has to offer, and we understand the opportunities that this university presents to students who take advantage of them. So, as a non-Greek student, I think I can relate to every student on this campus because I've been a part of the campus, and I don't think that there's a difference between Greek and non-Greek students. I think that we're all here to get an education. I think that we're all here to make sure that this university is the best it can possibly be, and I plan to represent every single student on this campus.
Alexis, as a member of the Greek community, how do you plan to relate to students who are not Greek?
Okay, I'm just going to put that out there. I have been a student for 21 years, but I've been in Greek 3. So I don't know if you guys can see the difference there, but I have been a student my whole entire life. I am so honored for what Greek has given me. It has given me my best friends. It has given me such great leadership opportunities. But Greek is an organization. Just like Mike is a G3, he's a G3. He's in an organization. These organizations don't define us, but they make us better people. They make us more active in this community, make us more prone to take leadership opportunities and really get involved like we are right now. So, Greek, I love y'all, but they don't define me. I'm a great member and I love being a part of it, but I'm also active in other things on this campus. Sammy is the president of the mock trial. We're part of New Port. He's an ambassador. You know, we're a part of different aspects in this community. And I really think that every opportunity that we've been given to us, no matter what organization it's been a part of, we want to give that back to the campus, and we want to give that back to the students, no matter what organization you are in.
Alexis, if there was only one initiative you could advocate for, what would it be and why?
All right, I know this is kind of a theme, but safety. Safety, safety, safety. I want to make sure that when I'm on this campus and I'm studying until 3 a.m. in the library and I walk home, that I feel safe to walk on this campus. That I can see a fellow bull walking around, that I can see a UPD driving by and just saying, hey, I want to make sure every single person feels safe on this campus. So, again, we're already taking the initiatives to do this. Like Mike said, we want to light up 42nd Street. We want to make sure that local PD is involved in our campus. They know what our concerns are. They know what kind of areas are prone to violence. We want to make sure they're out and about. I want to make sure that no matter where I am on this campus, it could be at a game, it could be at a game, even in the Tampa Bay community. It could be right here, speaking in front of you guys. I want to make sure I'm safe. And I want to make sure that you guys feel safe, because that's a part of our job. That's a part of your education. That's a part of your experience here at USF. I feel like student government should be able to give you guys that feeling.
Michael, if there's only one initiative you could advocate for, what would it be and why?
So I think, similar to Alexis on this one, I would say safety, but for the benefit of the audience, I'd like to talk about a different point, because I do think it's important to show some of the differences between our two tickets. And another issue, and I would probably say the number 2 thing on our platform, is advocating for reading days. For those of you who haven't heard of reading days before, reading days are something that happen across the country, in universities throughout Florida and the U.S. And basically what they are is that the 2 days prior to finals week, professors can't assign projects, they can't assign homework, and they can't assign that last test that's not a final. It doesn't make any sense to have those projects and homework and tests on those last 2 days. Those last 2 days should be for studying. They should be for making sure that students can be successful. And Alexis hit on student experience. That's what it's about. It's about making sure that students can have a good experience. And if you're going to have a good experience, it means that you're going to graduate. You're going to be successful both inside and outside of the classroom. And we believe that an initiative like Reading Days is going to be able to do that. It's going to allow students to really succeed. And I know, speaking from my own personal experience, there's nothing more stressful than having 3 or 4 projects due that last week before finals. I want to make sure my friends don't have to do that, and that's why we want to advocate for Reading Days.
Alexis, how do you live USF values on a daily basis?
Well, I'm a proud bull, so I live our values every single day. I think USF has kind of made sure that their values, whether it's on our seal, whatever it may be, they stand upon excellence. They want students to be proud to be here, to be the best leaders, to be the best they can be. And I'm actually pretty proud to say that I try to live our values every single day. Whether that be in my organizations, whether that be in my leadership opportunities that I've had, I want to make sure that as much as I'm living that, our students have the ability and the resources to live that too. I think I'm probably one of the most loudest, obnoxious students who goes to probably every football game. And I want to make sure that I'm there. I'm there supporting our university. I'm there saying I am proud to go here. And I want to make sure everyone else gets that feeling as well.
There's somebody with full spirit right there.
How do you live USF values on a daily basis?
You know, I'll echo a little bit of what Alexis said at the end there, and it's about supporting your school. It's about on a daily basis making sure that you're wearing USF green and gold. It's about making sure that when we have a football game, even if we know we're not going to win the game, it's about being there. It's about going nuts at that game and having a great time with your friends. It's about going to the basketball game and having an awesome time. And most of all, it's about making sure that everything you do, you know you're representing your university beyond just representing yourself. I believe that this university has offered me so many opportunities, and the university talks a lot about global citizens and creating global citizens, and I really strive towards that. I think that a global citizen is somebody who's aware of the world around them, him or her, and that's really what I strive to do, both in and out of student government. I think that it's important to really be seeking out opportunities and to try and understand the world around you better, but more than anything, it's about on a day-to-day basis making sure that you show that whole pride and that everybody knows exactly what school you go to and that you bleed green and gold.
Michael, how can your current experience in student government benefit you in the position you're seeking?
So I think that this is one of the big things that differentiates the two tickets right here, the experience within student government. Sammy and Alexis have both talked about how the judicial branch is a reactive branch, is a reactive branch. And Senate's not like that. Senate's a proactive branch. We go out and we actively seek student organizations to make sure that they can get funded. We go out and we actively seek relationships with student departments to make sure that we can help them to do the best that they possibly can for students. As senators, we touch every issue on this campus. We make sure everything from safety to student funding to making sure that the university is aware of whatever concerns and data students have. We make sure that they're being heard. And I'm proud to say that Andy and I have done that for the last year. Andy, as Senate President, has had the opportunity to build relationships across campus throughout student affairs, and I think that those relationships that both he and I have built in the last year in Senate are going to serve us extremely well when we try and be your student body president and vice president, and we go to advocate on your behalf.
But I got to go back to my roots. I was a senator. I was a senator before the student government. Just throwing out there that I may have been one of their mentors as well. So I know what being a senator is about. I know how the process works. I know what a senator does. But I think the perks of knowing what a senator does, I also know what being in the judicial branch. So I have seen what works, what doesn't work, what's a slow process, what's not a slow process, and I want to make sure that these things that I've learned, I bring that to the executive branch. I want to make sure that I want to say, I think if elected, I would be one of the first people to ever serve in all three branches. That's something I'm really proud of.
If you could pick the most important role of student government, what would that role be and why?
Student government needs to be the leader. Student government cannot be the one making excuses. You need to be the ones that are leading with integrity. You need to be the ones that are out there talking to the student body. I think too often student government becomes a field of drama, field of politics. That's not why you're there. That's not why you run. I think you lose why you're there. And I think student government needs to get back to leading by example. You need to be out there reaching the students, telling them what you can offer them, what resources I can give you, introducing yourself. How many of you guys actually know the people in student government if you weren't friends with them? Probably not. You all are here because you support either ticket, and that's great. But we need to make sure that the rest of the student body is aware of what student government can offer you. And I think student government needs to be a leader on this campus. They need to show the students what they can offer them, and I'm really hoping that Sammy and I can be those people that lead that initiative.
Michael, if you could pick the most important role of student government, what would that role be and why?
Well, first of all, I want to thank Alexis for pointing out that everyone here is a friend to one of the tickets. I was really under the impression that everybody was just so invested in hearing it speak. So I'm a little disappointed, but now that you pointed it out, it changed my attitude towards this. Andy mentioned this last week, and I'm going to echo it because it's that important. We need to bring the student back to student government. We need to make sure that students know that we're here to represent them, and on a daily basis, if they need something, they can come to us. But on a more important basis, we need to go to them. And as a result, Andy and I have included as one of our big points in our platform, going out to student organizations. We want to create an entire position dedicated solely to reaching out to the major student organizations and the major different groups of students here on campus and making sure that their needs are being addressed, seeing what we can do for them instead of just waiting for them to come to us. It's about making sure that students feel represented all the time and about making sure that students know exactly where to come when it is that they do have a problem.
Michael, how would you enhance bull pride on and off campus?
I think that's a fantastic question, and as we as a young university do need to do more to build tradition and to make sure that students do have that bull pride that both Alexis and I have talked about and that I know Andy and Sammy both have. And one of the initiatives that Andy and I are going to do if we are elected to student body president and vice president is create a student foundation. And the Student Foundation's sole responsibility is going to be to help make sure that student ideas can be turned into realities here on campus. Tradition is about being invested in it. And I think that there's no better way to get students invested than to take their ideas and to make them into something that is actually happening here on campus. I think too often the administration goes ahead and raises money on the students' behalf through the Student Foundation, which is excellent that they're doing that, but when there's no student input in it, there's no student drive behind those initiatives. And what we want to change is making sure that students are actually invested in what it is that student government's doing. And I think by doing that, we're going to build that tradition and we're going to build that bull pride. Because when students leave here, they're going to have the best experience that is humanly possible. And they're really going to know what it means to be a USF bull.
How will you enhance bull pride on and off campus?
Okay, how many of you here know what the huddle is? Raise your hand. Okay, that's not even half. How many of you know what martial mayhem is? That's a little bit better, but you're a little, oh, you're bad. Okay, you still got it. Okay, that's a part of the problem. We have traditions in place that people aren't taking, just being a part of. They're not taking advantage of it. So we need to make sure that as student government, we're making sure that these students know what traditions we have. We've already laid the groundwork. We just want to make students feel like they should be proud bulls. Like I said, you are coming to this school, and I am tired of seeing people wearing UF shirts, FSU shirts, other university shirts. You go here. You're getting an education here. No matter how great our athletics are, I think they're pretty great. You still need to support them. You still need to be out there making sure you're taking advantage of every opportunity that the college spirit gives you. And I think that's what Sammy really wants to make sure everyone has. He's had the privilege of being an ambassador, where it's all about traditions. It's all about bringing the bull spirit right inside of you. I think that's what student government needs to bring. Put the spirit back in you, not take it out of you. And I think that's really something that Sammy and I want to make sure we do.
Michael, back to you. How would you improve the relationship of USF student government with the Tampa Bay community at large?
You know, again, I've been working on building these relationships. I think that the relationship we have with local government is so very important. It's not just about, you know, saying we're going to go to a city council meeting. It's about knowing them and understanding that they're here to help us and we're here to help them, and that we need to work as a team together. And I think the fact that Andy and I have those relationships already with city council, and we're going to continue to build them with the county commission, I think that that is going to be particularly effective when we need to be able to go and say, we need help with this initiative, and we need the city of Tampa to help be a part of it. You know, Tampa is certainly not a college town. Tampa is a large city, and it's only growing. And I think that USF needs to make sure that it's at the forefront of discussions, and that student government needs to make sure that USF is not forgotten, that we are what Tampa is known for. And I think that student government is going to be the one to lead that discussion, and I believe Andy and I will do a great job of doing so.
Because my running mate is actually from this area. He was born and raised in Tampa. He knows all about this city. And he's really been able to build 21 years of his life building connections. I know on his debate he said that he was actually a bull before he was even an actual student here. And I think even for me, I grew up only an hour away in Orlando. So I kind of can bring the Orlando area to the Tampa area and really stretch just not in our area, but in the outskirts as well. Because you have people who are coming to this university from all over. And you want to make sure that Tampa Bay is making them stay, is giving them opportunities, whether it's in the form of an internship, whether it's in the form of a job. We have these resources available, and we need to make the community more involved. And I think, again, that helps with kind of knowing different representatives in the community. You know, as Michael said, he has great connection to City Council. But Sammy and I have a very good personal relationship with Representatives Dennis Ross and Kathy Castor, who are actually a part of this area as well. They advocate for us already, and we want to make sure that we're building these relationships and making sure that USF is on the forefront of their minds, that they're really advocating for us in every aspect, whether that's in safety, whether that's in growth with our medical school downtown, whatever it may be. We want to make sure that we know these people and we invite these people in the community to be a part of something that's bigger than themselves, that they're proud bulls just as well as we are.
Michael, which Marshall Student Center life here in the tower of the building, which department would you most like to work with in the future and why? I almost tinkered that out, didn't I?
You're going to get me in trouble. I have to vote on the budgets in a couple of weeks. Truth be told, I think that they all bring a different benefit to the student body. I think that all of them contribute so much to our university, and that's why we're so happy to go through their budgets and try and help them use the initiatives that they have to better the student body. I think one that we really can work with more is the Office of Multicultural Affairs. You know, the University of South Florida is such a diverse campus, and we're so proud of that. And I think that that continuing to work with that department here on campus can only lead to growth, not only for students who want to become global citizens, but for students coming from outside the country, and I know New Jersey is not actually outside the country, but for students coming out of state, and students who aren't actually from the Tampa Bay area to really become part of the campus. I think that multicultural affairs can really help to bring the student body together and to embrace diversity, which is such a key part of USF experience.
Again, I agree with Michael. It's kind of a hard decision to pick between all of them because I think it is so important that we work with every single organization. We all have similar goals, and I think together we're a lot stronger than apart. But if I had to pick one, I would agree. I would pick OMA. I think they are an organization that really represents USF well. We are a diverse campus. I know they just got a new LGBT coordinator, and they're actually kind of having some issues with space. So just knowing issues like that, student government should be someone who's advocating and kind of helping them out with that. You know, Sammy sits on the board with Student for the MSC, and it's good to know these issues because we should be the ones that are helping assist them. We should be the ones that are saying, you know what, you guys need an office space, we will find you one. We will make sure that that's our priority, and we will make sure that we support you in any way we can. So I would definitely say probably OMA.
give you a couple of seconds to, interesting sound, wasn't it? A couple of seconds to sort of compose your thoughts. I'd like to thank the sponsors for this evening's event, for some of the elections that will happen next week. Special thanks to our sponsors, Monster Energy Drink, the Flats at 4200, Gators Dockside, Home Depot, and Hooters. Thank you. All right, Michael, we'll go back to you since you won the toss. You want to go first or second?
Ladies first, Alexis.
All right.
2 minutes.
All right. So first, I want to thank each and every one of you for being here today. I cannot thank you enough for all the support that you all have given us. Because to be quite honest, I wouldn't be able to be on stage if it wasn't for the support of every single person here. And major shout out to my family for coming all the way from Orlando. I don't want to cry on stage, but if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be the person I am. So thank you guys so much for coming. Love you too. So Sammy and I are running because we really believe in this university. We're sitting on pillars of security, growth, integrity, view because there are words and there are meanings that we truly, truly believe in. We are active members on this university, but we want to do more because we know we can do more. Just like Michael said, we are regular students just like you. I know I'm having a tough time paying for my bills. I know I get lazy sometimes because I'm outside the library till 3 o'clock in the morning and I don't want to cook anymore, and therefore McDonald's is my best friend. But at the end of the day, I am a student. Sammy is a student. And we are leaders who want to lead. We are people who want to help advocate for you. Because it's not just about us. It's about your experience and what you guys want at this campus. Sammy and I have had the pleasure of working together as a team. And we truly are a team. We are better together. And I hope that all of you guys can gather from these 2 debates is that no matter what ticket you are for, we want to make a difference. We want this university to be the best it can be. And we want students to be proud, bold. So whether that be inspiring spirit every day, whether that means I have to run around campus telling you need to take off that UF and FSU shirt and make sure you are wearing a USF shirt all the time, I will do it. Because I have no shame. I will do it. And honestly, I just want you guys to know that Sammy and I want to leave lasting legacy. We want to make sure that people return here and really truly appreciate everything that this university has to offer. And I really hope that you guys have kind of seen from today and on the debate last week that we are student leaders who want to make a difference for you. And we are all in for you, all in for USF, and all in for your experience here. So thank you guys.
Now that there's a stage here, we can walk around, we can get that all from behind the podium, and it kind of speaks to one of the themes of the night, and the fact that Andy and I want student government to get out from outside the 4th floor suite. We want to make sure that we leave the Marshall Center, that we go out and reach out to students, and that's what we're about. Thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. You know, I love this enthusiasm. We need more of that enthusiasm that you guys just showed. That's fantastic. Student government needs that. Student government needs to make sure that we're advocating for the students, that we are constantly thinking about how we're going to enhance the student experience on a daily basis. And Andy and I have concrete ideas to do that. Whether it's about creating better access to student government, whether it's creating the types of traditions that are going to last and continue to help this university grow, whether it's about making this campus safer for our friends, so that we know that they can walk home safely at night, and we know that safety will be there to pick them up. Or whether it's about creating student success, both inside and outside the classroom, we are about a better student experience, all the way around. We want to make sure that students leave here knowing that student government helped them as a student. It helped enhance their experience, because that's what the money we allocate is all about. Andy and I have the experience from within student government, and more importantly, I think, from outside of student government, from a variety of different involvement opportunities that we've been a part of to really help lead the student body. But we don't want to lead it from the front. We want to be a part of the students. We want to make sure that we take our vision and we create the buy-in from students so that students can really help to drive the change that we want to see within student government. Again, thank you guys so much for coming out. Thank you, Sammy and Alexis. I really enjoyed both of these debates, but this one was more fun, I think. I think you agree with that. Sorry, Andy. Sorry. But again, thank you guys so much. Director Manka, you've been a fantastic moderator. I'm sorry I questioned you. And I know you guys won't be voting, but make sure you tell your friends. Make sure we increase voter turnout. We need to make sure that students understand how much student government can really help them moving forward. Thank you guys so much.
One more time, another round of applause for both candidates.